the lower southern Indiana.
All right. Happy new week. We're here right here on Southern Indiana Now. I'm Kelly Trask. Super excited to bring you a completely new episode. Again, we're going to focus on those 4 areas that highlight all things about Southern Indiana and, of course, what it means to be involved in the Hoosier State. And our special guest today, we have a lot lined up for you. The first one we're going to speak with is Erin Banks. She's coming at us from the Jackson County Visitors Center. Super excited to have Erin with us. And I tell you what, it's a great day here. And Erin, as we talk about things happening in and around Jackson County, definitely tell us a little bit about the culture, how you got in this position, and of course, what it means to be a Hoosier and what it means to be a Hoosier in Southern Indiana.
Wow. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I am so excited. Anytime I get the chance to talk about Jackson County in my home, I am beyond it. I think I wear people out sometimes with that. So how I got here is really wild. I moved here when I was really small with my family, and I always really, really enjoyed Seymour. I went to Seymour High School. I met my husband the way you meet people in Southern Indiana at a basketball game.
Love it.
Started dating, went to college together. We have 4 children. We're very, very blessed, and we love our home. And my work world kind of started in volunteerism. I was with American Red Cross, and then went to National American Red Cross. And through that, I started meeting just tons and tons of people who did such great work on every spectrum, not just immediate human need, but everything you can think of. And I thought that was just the most exciting world. And it was super fun, and I love working with them. So anyway, when this job came up, I'm like, that makes sense.
Sounds perfect. Mm-hmm. So I know you travel a lot and you meet people all over Southern Indiana. Mm-hmm. How do you describe what being a Hoosier is, or what life is like? Well, I know you do a lot of traveling, different conferences, people from all over. What does that look like?
Being a Hoosier is so much different than I don't see a lot of people from out of state, but statewide and regionally, it's so easy to talk about Jackson County and Southern Indiana. Southern Indiana it's beautiful. I tell people, in Jackson County and Bartholomew County, and that way, if you're coming south, it's where the beauty starts in Indiana. We have all the hills, and we have the waterfalls, and we have the great country. We're very blessed in this part. And to be a Hoosier in this part of it, this part of the state is just all encompassing.
Well, it actually is gorgeous. Talked about those hills, and that is something that helps separate us that from a regional standpoint, geographically, what it looks like between the north part.
Right, absolutely. When my husband and I got married, we had a friend that came down that was from Michigan, and he said, "My goodness, your state is so flat. I could almost see your house from the state line." And I kind of laughed, and I said, "Well, not our part, but the rest of it. From Indianapolis up, you can. It's kind of more flat. It's a different culture." But here you can breathe, you can hike the hills, you can camp, and you can fish, you can do all the outdoor stuff. And it's not major hiking like you would do out in the Pacific Northwest. I mean, you're not going to have to really, buy that level of gear. You can literally just wake up, take a breath, get in your car, and drive out to, say, Starve Hollow or Clifty Creek, like all the different places in Southern Indiana, and just breathe.
Yeah. Speaking of those different places in Southern Indiana, what are some of the treasures, the places that you're like, oh, you don't necessarily find this on a website, but you can find it when you travel? What are some of your hidden gems where you like to send people?
Absolutely. My husband hikes and runs, and one of the things is the Pinnacle Peak at Starve Hollow in Jackson, Washington. If you go to Jackson, Washington State Forest, there's a place called Pinnacle Peak, and everyone knows where that is. It's kind of a steep hike, but when you get there, you can see forever, and it's such a nice place to go to. And then, of course, we have different restaurants. One of our really, really great restaurants regionally reopened here, May's Townhouse. That was around forever. My father used to go there with men when I was a child, and I'm not a young woman. And then also, we have various restaurants, little shops. We have some shops you'll find things you'll never see anywhere else. Yeah. And that's throughout Southern Indiana. There's a lot. We still do that whole home shopping. When I say home shopping, I'm not talking about online. I'm talking about driving to someone's home, parking in their driveway, knocking on the door, and walking in, and they have a plethora of things to sell you.
Oh, I did not know this was a thing.
It's called the Country Neighbors Tour, twice a year, and they have these houses, these homes. They sign up, and you drive around. You can go see them. Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow, I already love the show. The things that you're going to learn.
Absolutely.
So, awesome, Erin. So what do you think about how is the area going to look in the future, 10, 15 years from now? How is Southern Indiana going to be shaped? What do you foresee being in your industry of tourism? What do you feel like that's going to look like?
In Southern Indiana, we are still, we're still home for so many people. And when the pandemic came, there were so many people that were working remotely, and this is where they came. They really like that home feel of the kind of the quietness and the peacefulness and the accessibility. So for me, I want to see more people invest in our community and spend the money and do what they do, but I want to make sure we don't lose that home feeling. I really want to keep that, because at any point you could walk down the street and sit on a park bench and someone will sit next to you and they'll tell you their story. And there's something about being in communities like that and our regions like that. And I think our entire region is like that. Any of the small communities or any of the communities in Southern Indiana, you could walk into a restaurant and you may even sit with another family. I mean, we have restaurants that are like that.
Yeah.
And so I don't want us to lose that, but I'm really excited about the way investment looks right now in Southern Indiana. We've got some really, really good companies that are coming in and investing, and they're not just investing money in the corporation and their space; they're also investing in the communities, and that's big for us. So.
All right. Well, it sounds like our home's just getting bigger. And of course, if you'd like to be a part of that, you can check out southernindiananow.com. You can get connected with a lot of resources there. We'll talk more with Aaron Banks. We are so excited to get into our next feature called Hoosier Hustle. And I know some people hustling around making some good food over at Miller's Tavern. We wanted to feature Kayla and Ashley today on the Hoosier Hustle segment of Southern Indiana Now. And Kayla, let's talk about it. So you guys in Miller's Tavern every day, bring in the food to life, all the things that people want. So let's talk about some of the secrets. What's your best-selling food item? So if someone's visiting from, any other state or somewhere other than, maybe Southern Indiana, maybe they're coming from North, maybe they're coming from New York, Ohio, whatever. What are they ordering at Miller's Tavern?
Our best seller is our breaded tenderloins. We have 2 sizes. You can get a regular one that still can feed 2 people. You can still split it. And then we have our large that is easily 4 sandwiches. And so ours is a special because we cut them ourselves. We don't just go and buy them. We cut them ourselves. We have our own special ingredients for our breading, and they are huge and they're thick. They're great.
Yeah,
People cut them from everywhere just to get them. There's a Facebook page that's pursuing pork tenderloins that we get mentioned on. People come from Arizona, they're oh, we're on the trail. We're going up the Midwest just to try
a tenderloin
everything.
trail.
Yes.
I'm liking it. Okay. So when people say what are all the differences? What makes yours special over maybe some other choices?
I think it's just the special breading. So they're oh, it's not too salty. It's still so thick. It's still juicy inside after it's so big.
Yeah, I love it. All right. And of course, with Miller's Tavern, you guys wouldn't be complete if you didn't have all these special events going on. That's why we're here with Ashley. So Ashley, tell us about all the fun events happening at Miller's Tavern. I mean, especially this Tenderloin Trail, that's super fun, but I know there's some special events happening. So how can people get connected with that?
You can contact me through my email. It's ashley.millerstavern@gmail.com.
Okay.
If you would like to book with me for an event.
Okay.
I have one coming up. It's actually the Hospice Gala.
right.
So I'll be doing a bunch of mixed drinks. I'm actually going to do a specialty drink. Their theme is rhinestone and rodeo.
Okay.
So we're super excited.
I love it. I love it.
going.
Have you ever had anybody eat the tenderloin? I guess Kayla, you can answer this one too. Anybody eat it all at one time? Just one person?
There's a few.
Yeah.
Really? Did they get their name on the wall? That's what we
should.
need to do. Yeah, perfectly fine. Oh my gosh. So I'm sure you guys have eaten it. I don't know. Probably can't be perfected at this point. So actually, how big is it if you'd like the diameter? If you had to guess. Just huge.
Over a foot.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's crazy. I love it. Well, definitely check out that. You can do so at Miller's Tavern. Tell everybody where you're located real quick.
We're located at 202 East Walnut Street in North Vernon. It's right downtown. We have really cool things happening downtown. There's all kinds of small businesses opening around us too.
Okay, so I know we've talked about all the size of the tenderloin. In fact, it's so big. How do you get it to people?
We actually have to put them in pizza boxes.
I love it. I love it. So one other thing I wanted to ask about, what do people put on top? Someone listening to us, maybe if they've never had a tenderloin before, how do they know what to put on top of it? Is it mayonnaise, mustard? What are people doing?
A lot of people do deluxe, which is the mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, pickle, onion.
Okay.
A lot of people will do.
I'm a mustard girl, so.
Yep, I love mustard.
Yeah.
We also have our special hot mustard, Miller's hot mustard, that a lot of people like.
All right. I love it. Lots of different ways to try that tenderloin, but you're going to need a pizza box to get it home. So I know you have some exciting news. Kayla, tell everybody what's happening next with Miller's Tavern.
So Miller's Tavern has been a part of our community for 88 years. So nearly
That's
a
a minute.
century.
Yeah.
And we do have some exciting things happening. We are going to start opening on Sundays. So on February 9th, Super Bowl Sunday, we're going to be open from 12 to 8 p.m. every Sunday. So we'll be open 7 days a week. And we're also expanding our dining room and our bar area to the building next door. We're going to have an outdoor patio area, and we're really excited about it for just extra seating and everything. And we're hoping to have that all ready this summer.
All right. That sounds super fun. With those 88 years, I bet you've heard some fun stories in those walls,
Yeah.
haven't you? Anything you can share? I mean, it is a podcast.
I better not.
Okay, we'll have to have her back. We would have to have fans write it and say, we want to know what happened 88 years ago. The good stories. That's what it's all about. So, all right. Sounds great. Well, do stay connected with Miller's Tavern. We'll be back. We're back here on Southern Indiana Now. Kelly Trask, of course, hanging out today with Aaron Bank. Got a lot of special guests for you lined up and wanted to speak with Aaron about Hoosier happenings. There's lots of things always going on in and around Southern Indiana. Lots of places you can get connected. We're just one of them at southernindiananow.com. Of course, you can find this for any place you can download a podcast. You can definitely find this podcast available that'll be recorded weekly. We're talking with Aaron Banks today because there is so much happening. She definitely has her finger on the pulse, not just for Jackson County, but all the things happening in and around the area. So, Aaron, let's talk about it. What are some things going on in Southern Indiana and how people can get connected to know more?
In like an everyday visit, if you came to Southern Indiana, if you walked into our visitor center, the first thing I would tell you is make sure you like find those local little places that you want to go to, and everyone has the information on those. You can go to the different tourism websites. But we have some of the greatest little nooks and crannies, and you can go have lunch, and it's the same guy that's cooking it. You can see him standing over there, kind of thing. And there's one restaurant you can go into, and you can almost tell him how to cook it. It's just that warm, loving, great feeling. And when people come to visit, I really want them to get that piece of it.
Yeah.
Also, stroll our main streets.
They don't
The
want
main
me
streets
telling
are
them how
great.
to cook it.
No, not me either. No. How much salt do you want?
Exactly.
Salt fixes everything.
Right.
Funny. But like our main streets, we all have these great main streets. I mean, I've been to New York City and I've been to Indianapolis and Louisville and different places. But when you stroll our main streets, you kind of weave in and out of these little, almost like their own little worlds and environments. And that's what I tell people is hit the main streets. If you've never been to the communities, hit the main streets and see what happens. Try the local, anything local. As far as happenings are concerned, though, all of our little communities have fests, and this time of year, not so much. I know Brown County's got their festival coming up for maple syrup, but unless it's maple syrup, and I've been on that committee before, this time of year is a little bit slower. But one thing we have coming up is the Acoustic Fest in April, and that's a big one here.
Huge.
We're just really excited about that. It's a Crossroads Acoustic Music Fest. I think this is maybe our 5th year. I can't even remember. We get a lot of artists. They're regional, national, and even international artists. They're the singer, songwriter, the people you don't go in and just do sing-alongs and enjoy your friends. It's a quiet listening experience. The festival itself, though, you buy your wristband, and for a couple of days you can wander around to the different venues and watch different musicians. And what I tell everybody is, someone will say, "Well, I don't know who these people are." I'm like, well, some of them I don't either. But if you go to Spotify or if you go to look them up, do the research before you. If I go to a big festival like Bonnaroo or Lollapalooza, I'll research every single one of them, see what their songs are. The ones I don't know, same thing.
Yeah,
Same
absolutely. Well, speaking of some other great events happening in and around the area, we have the Indiana Fishing Expo. That's going to be taking place in Harrison County, so you can get more information about
Do you
that.
fish? I know a lot about you. Do you fish?
I mean, I've been known to fish, but it's not something you're going to hear me saying I'm going to be doing this weekend. But I love it. I grew up doing it, so
Yeah.
I'm not very good at it. And
I would love to go to something like that.
yeah,
Watch the guy.
I know.
Like,
I'm
watch people
competitive
fish.
though, so I'd want to catch the biggest fish.
That's
I'd be
true.
like, how do I get this bass guy on my hook? So I'd be all about that.
That's funny.
And you mentioned maple syrup happening in Brown County. Somewhere else you can find some maple syrup happenings is the 34th Annual Maple Syrup Festival. So we're talking about that, and you can visit Ellen's Sugar Bush Arms in Salem to enjoy pancakes, waffles, all sorts of fun stuff. So that sounds perfectly good. And if you're into true crime, you can check out Madison. They have a true crime event. You can learn about thieves and cutthroats that proud the Ohio River. That sounds interesting.
Interesting, though.
Yeah. You could put your detective hats on to solve a heist, an actual 1844 heist. I know.
Wow.
Isn't that fun? We have some fun here in Southern Indiana. I love it. So no matter where you're coming from, wherever area of the counties, you can definitely check it out. There's all sorts of fun things. We're going to be keeping you connected with them right here at Southern Indiana Now. Also want to thank the Jackson County Visitor Center for making this specific episode possible. And we're excited to bring you all the things in and around Southern Indiana. We are so excited to be part of Southern Indiana Now. Of course, it's the latest podcast that teaches you all about life in Southern Indiana. We're bringing you all the latest connections. And one of my favorite segments, of course, is talking about who's your good news. And we always have some good news to talk about because it's Southern Indiana. There's a lot of good stuff happening here. One of those people, part of that good stuff, is Emily Engelking with Jackson County United Way. So happy to have her with us today. And we're excited to talk about things happening with the Jackson County United Way, but that span outside the counties in Jackson County. So Emily, I'm going to transition over to you and let's hear about all the good news happening in the Hoosier State.
We are really excited because there's just so much that's always going on in Jackson County, obviously outside of it as well. Being with Jackson County United Way, you know, our main focus is health, education, and financial security, youth opportunities, and really United Way as a whole, you know, is an organization that is very invested in making their communities better. Us specifically, you know, our work focuses on healthy living, youth opportunities, and that financial security piece. And we just are constantly moving, constantly trying to assess the needs of our communities and try to collaborate with other agencies and find partnerships to really address those needs and lift families up so that all of our communities can thrive.
All right. I love that. And as part of that, tell me about this VITA program. That's something, no matter if anyone's watching us from wherever or listening, they can get connected with this program no matter where you're at in Southern Indiana.
Yes. So VITA is a really amazing program that is offered from the IRS. So this program, it is the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program. So what that means is there are IRS certified volunteers that can help families and individuals prepare taxes for free. In Jackson County, we specifically target households that the total income of the household is less than $66,000. However, this program is statewide in Indiana. So, you know, you can find a VITA site by going to the IRS website and they, you know, kind of connect you to what is closest. Us with Jackson County, we are currently accepting appointments. We have weekday appointments and weekends. So, you know, we try our best to really reach as many people as possible and try to make it as accessible as we can. Because, you know, families, they work during the week, so maybe they can't get there or, you know, they have stuff on weekends with their kids. So we try to make our appointments as accessible as possible.
Okay. Speaking of that, how can somebody get connected with the VITA program? So maybe they're in Washington County, you know, Jefferson County, Scott County, wherever, Jackson County, Bartholomew, all the places. How can they get best connected with you for the VITA program?
The best way, I believe, would be to go. You can go to the IRS website and you could type in IRS VITA, VITA, and it'll pull up a page and you can put in your zip code. It'll kind of show you what the closest tax site is to you, and that's kind of the best way to assess which one is the closest to you. But specifically, if you want to get with us at Jackson County United Way, you can visit our website. It's jacsy.org/free taxes. And on that site, you know, it kind of gives you the opportunity to make your appointment, but also gives you a list of the things that you need for each site. We're really lucky to have a great group of volunteers. This is a volunteer run program. So really it is so beneficial to our community members. We know that when people come to utilize this program, you're saving money. What are you doing with getting to keep your full refund, but also, you know, you're not paying for the service? And overwhelmingly, the majority of people always say, you know, I'm going to use it to pay rent. I'm going to use it to buy groceries. I'm going to help buy my kids, you know, some new school shoes, whatever it may be. So we know that this program is really beneficial for families and individuals. So if it sounds like you can really benefit from it and utilize it for your own family, you know, please reach out to us. You can also at Jackson County United Way give us a call. It's 812-522-5450. And, you know, if we can't do it, we will find someone that can.
All right. Fantastic. Well, definitely get connected with Emily and the team at Jackson County United Way. If you need those tax services, brought to you by VITA. So again, you don't have to be from Jackson County. We're just trying to feature everything in Southern Indiana that can be connected. And of course, it's always here for you. Well, we're super excited to wrap up another great episode of Southern Indiana Now. If you'd like to be a sponsor or get connected with the show in any way, maybe you have a fun show idea in any of the categories. We've got Hoosier Hustle, Hoosier Homestead, Hoosier Happenings, and Hoosier Good News. We want to make sure we're featuring different people happening all the way around Southern Indiana. So if you have an idea, please send us an email at southern.indiana.now.com. You can click on our contact us form there. You can also visit us at southern.indiana.now@gmail.com. Either way, you can always stay connected. And of course, if you'd like to be a sponsor of the show, we'd love to help you get connected that way too. So next week, we're going to be diving into entrepreneurship in Southern Indiana, what that looks like. If you have a business idea, or maybe you're already owning a business, what are some next steps on how to make that happen in and around the area? You can do that by getting connected as well. We'll be back here. Make sure you're here for it.
Southern